Good afternoon and welcome to another week with myself, Sapphire Gray, with Candid Moments. Each week I bring you different topics at 12 p.m. So please don't forget to bookmark it in your diaries. And also, if you like it, please like, share, and follow us on our social media handles as well. This comes to you each and every week where I share with you either things that I have gone through and how I got over it, and things that you can also set for yourself. So following that, this week's topic is about creating goals for a successful future. So why set goals? I've always believed in setting goals so that I know what I want to do and when I want to do it. So when I look about setting goals, it's about making things happen, about things that I want to create to happen. Now, that could be goals for your business, that could be personal goals or family goals as well. So when you're looking at goals, why set them? Because it gives you a measuring tool to work towards. So what goals have you set and why would you set your own personal goals? Please share with me in the comments. So what goals to set? Now, when I started out in business, obviously my first sets of goals was how do I do my business around my family, and then how do I build out my business? So my first goal was building my business. How do I do that? I wanted to achieve something. So how did I start out building out my business? So I set that as a goal. And the other goals, that milestones that came behind it, is setting a goal to build a business plan. Where was I going to get the finances from? What audience was I going to create? So what was my community looking like? So creating an avatar for that. How was I going to do my marketing? All of these are goals individually or milestones behind your main goal. So when you're looking at setting goals, make sure that they're measurable. Make sure that they're specific to your needs. Don't go outside of the lines. Make sure that you can look at them and you can achieve them in a timely fashion. So what are some of the things that you wanted to achieve that is a goal? Well, one of my personal things when I set out in my business, my goal was to build my own house. And it's still my goal. And I'm on that journey in order to achieve that. Am I near my goal? Absolutely. In fact, I basically looking for land so I can actually build my home now. So I started out my goal in what did I need to do to build my business to got me to the financial point where I could afford then to buy the land and then build out my house. So those are the goals in my personal journey, but it's also dovetailed with my business journey as well. Because what did I want to do to set out my goals for my business? So my goals were simple. I wanted to reach a good community. I wanted to make sure that I was helping people in a timely fashion. I wanted to build up revenue within that business. And I wanted to know that it had little or no impact on my family. So those were my goals. And I made sure that I could do it specifically and in line with what I was doing to build myself out. So some of the things that you may want to achieve could be more time. So that could be a goal that you set for yourself, or even doing a business, transitioning from an employee to your business. That could be a goal. Spending more time with your family could be a goal, or going on that luxury holiday, or just simply making sure that you can achieve getting up, doing reading, exercise, looking after yourself. All of these things are actual goals. And once you've achieved it, you could tick it off as done. So look at what you want to do and achieve as a personal goal and write it down. I always say to people, go to those pound shops and get yourself a pound notebook and write down every goal that you feel you want to achieve. But I want you to be specific on them, and I want you to only work towards one goal at a time. If something works out that it incarnates different milestones underneath, that's fine. But always make sure you're working on one goal so you don't feel like you've overworked yourself or feeling stressed out that you've got so many things to achieve all at once. What I do is write down the main goal, and under that main goal is all the bullet points that go with it. So me purchasing a house, it started from my childhood dream. This is what I wanted to do, and I carried that through. And it's always been those milestones. So every time I've achieved part of that, saying reaching a financial point where I can afford to buy the land, I've reached there. Where I can financially support the property, I've reached there. Where I find the land, that's the next goal, and then I've reached there, and then doing a build. And the final goal of that will be me moving in and then sharing this on social media that I've built the house. I'll take you through the stages that I've built the house, but those are all my personal goals. Goals I had for me and my family was to achieve spending time together, going out of an evening, having family time, that we done things, going on holidays. Those were other goals as well. How many did I want to do a year? How was I going to afford that? Setting aside money to do that. Those are family goals. Spending time with our loved ones, my sister, making sure I reach those goals as well. Now, there could be fun goals, and it also could be life changing goals as well. One of my goals that I keep on rolling over is losing weight goal. Exercising more. So I do a lot more walking. I try to get out there more, and that is a goal that I've set for myself. And I generally, and a lot of people do set that as a New Year's task. I don't, because I don't want to make it look like it's a diet. I want to make sure I'm looking at it that it's a healthy option, that I'm trying to do something to better my well-being and my health. So that's my goal. And once I start to achieve that, I will reap the benefits from that, because I'll see my health improving. Looking after yourself, personal care could be a goal as well. Looking after your family financially could be a goal. So just write down what you think is important to you as a goal. As I said, it could be a business goal, a personal goal, or just a life-changing goal that affects everybody around you. So go ahead and write that down. And when you do, please feel free to share it in the chat. I'd love to hear what your goals are, and seeing if there's a way I can actually help you and support you in that. So what goals have you achieved so far? This is important as well, to always pat yourself on the back, because a lot of us tend not to. We tend to feel that we're not achieving many things, and I feel stuck or anything like that. But don't forget, you've already achieved some goals. So what are they? Now, I wanted to always write a book. So I've co-authored 2 and have written 1, which will be coming out. Well, it is out, and it will be a big book launch coming out soon on that. So I'll share that with you in an up and coming Candid Moments with myself. But I've achieved that. I've achieved being a mother, a successful mother, as at my measurement, and my kids too. But I've achieved being a mum. I've achieved building out 6 companies as well. So I've achieved my business goal as well of branching out and building out a group of companies that are all successful. I've achieved owning my own home, that I now own multiple investments as well. So I've achieved that. I've achieved financial freedom, coming from a background of living on an estate, single parent, and being raised in a children's home. I was in a children's home. So I've achieved my own wealth through going through things. That was a goal, and that's what I achieved. So these are some of the things that I have achieved and were my own personal goals. Still on my journey with my house, building up my house, and that is my main focus now. But another goal that I've always had as well is to help women that have been in domestic situations and need to come away from those and step away and get the help that they need. That's another goal, and that launches next month as well. So every time I have a goal, I write it down, I put all of what I need to do behind it, and I make sure it happens in a timely fashion. So how do you finish a goal? Finishing a goal is quite simple. It's making sure that at the top of your goal sheet, you've put a timeline on it. So I set goals in 90-day increments. So what does that simply mean? That means I put aside and said, right, I'm going to create a goal that I want to achieve. So it could be a short-term, medium, or long-term goal. My house is the long-term goal. We all know that. I've just spoke on that. But my short-term goals are measured in 90 days increments. So my 90-day increment goals could be in my business, my personal life. So say, for instance, I wanted to set up a new business. I will make sure within 90 days, I've achieved that. So I've built out the business, know what I'm doing, it's financially supported, got the team together, and we're working on that business in 90 days. If I'm purchasing a house, I have the same attitude. Always make sure I'm looking, sourcing and buying within a timely and refurbishing within a timely fashion. So everything for me works on a quarterly basis. That way I can know what money's coming in, what money's going out, and how I'm moving forward in the year. So 90 days is 3/4 of the year. So over the whole year of 12 months, I know that I can now measure what I've achieved with each of these goals. And then I break those goals down into smaller milestones, as I've said previously, so that they are achievable. I could just tick off, I've written it down, I could say, right, I've done that and I've made it happen. And that's how I finish. And once I've finished, it doesn't mean that the goal is actually finished. It just means that what I said I was going to do has been done. If I'm building out a business, obviously I'm not going to just build a business for 90 days and let it go. I'm going to build the business, but it's achieved, it's launched. And that's when I say that the goal has finished, because it's launched. And then I continue with doing other goals within that business. So what is the silliest goals you have? Now, for me, I'm not a singer, so I'm going to share a silly goal that I've always had. I wanted to go on one of those singing platforms, not that my kids would actually want me to, but just for a laugh. And I always said I would do it on the premise of I was donating money. People were sponsoring me to go and sing and be silly because I can't sing, and be laughed at if I was donating the money to charity. So one of the silliest goals I want to do is to go and sing live. I can't sing, bear this in mind, but that's one of my silliest goals, and it's all about having fun. I'm a fun-loving kind of woman, so I believe in having fun as well. So some silly goals that you could set are things like that. What do you want to do for fun? Do you want to do rock climbing? Do you want to do scuba diving? You know, do you want to run the marathon, knowing that you're not even in a fit state to run the marathon, but you're willing to get yourself into that fitness state to go and run the marathon? That's not a silly goal. That's a really good goal that you can set. But for me, my singing live, hard, but it's a goal, it's a silly goal. So think of things that I would love you to share, any silly goals that you have, like myself, singing is one, that you think that's a silly goal, but you'd love to do it anyway. So what are goals have you realized just aren't going to happen? Because this is another realization that you have to think about as well. We all set a goal thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to set up this business and it's going to be really profitable, and you know, I'm going to really enjoy it, or you know, things like that. But in the business realm, not every time that you set something up or set a goal to do something does it work. And this is where I want you to not beat yourself up about, because if something doesn't work, okay, brush off, move on. Don't think about it in a realm of that you have to do, that you have to be every goal that you set, that you have to carry out. That is not the case. You have to think about what is good for you. Can you achieve it? And if you can't achieve it, then don't do it. Let it go, leave it alone and move on. Goals are about setting them, and they're movable parts. You can move around your goals. So if something doesn't work, let it go and move on. I've always said every year I'm on a permanent, I'm going to eat healthy mood, but I love my food as well. So you have to look at it. Am I going to beat myself over it? No, get over it, move on, and I'll start again. So look on goals like that they can move and you can start again. And don't beat yourself up about it. There's no point in getting stressed out about goals that you haven't achieved. Look at the ones that you actually have. So this is how you really measure goals. So SMART goals are in the sense of specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant and time-based as well. So when you're looking at this, you have to make sure, or realistic, you have to make sure that these are all the goals, that tips for you to succeed. So each objective has its own. So when you're looking at something specific, have something that is specific to you, something that you want to achieve. When you're looking at measurable, looking at the timeline of this, making sure that it's measurable against your objectives. Each objective carries its own and should be addressed as an achievement once you've achieved that. Make sure it's obtainable as well, because if your goal is unobtainable, there is no point in pursuing something like that, because it would upset you. You'll feel stressed, you feel lack of confidence, and you won't want to go on. So make sure that it is obtainable as well. Make sure it's realistic. Do you have all your resources to make this happen? And make sure that you're looking at the objective side of it. Personality, your money, your materials, anything around that, and time. And time-based. It's stated when you achieve your objectives within month, like say a month, or I'm going to achieve this objective in February. I just talked about breaking up into quarters for me. So you have to look at it in a smart way. So that's smart, specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-based. So I hope you enjoyed today. It was a short one today. But if you've got any questions or you'd like an explanation of this, I'd love you to contact us. You can reach us via email or for a free discovery call. And if you need any information on what we discussed today. And if you're starting out in property as well, or starting a business, let me know so we can help you. So book yourself a free discovery call. These are our contact details. It's Sapphire Gray. Email at info@sapphiregray.co.uk. Our website is savvywomen.co.uk, and you could get us on all our social medias. And please feel free to join us, like us, and share with us. If you have any questions or comments, or share with me your silly goals that you have, or any goals that you have pertaining to your business or life, and you feel like to share, or ask me any questions on today's topic, I'd be happy to answer them. And again, thank you for listening. This is Sapphire Gray on Candid Moments with myself, Sapphire, each week at 12 p.m. on a Friday. So don't forget to book it in your diaries, and I'll see you all next week. Lovely spending time with you as always.